James Gunn has released yet another trailer for us to react to, but instead of it being a Superman trailer, it's a trailer for Peacemaker Season 2. So let's react to and break down Peacemaker Season 2's official teaser trailer. All right, we are here. Let's see what John Cena has in store for us this time.
They're gonna be doing backflips to get you to John.
Welcome, Peacemaker, or do you prefer Chris?
Either's fine.
Can you tell us a little about your skills?
I'm considered the finest marksman in the world.
The mic is off.
Yeah.
I am also proficient in hand-to-hand combat.
How many more of these do we have today?
Is that popcorn still here?
Oh, it's Hawkgirl and Guy Gardner. I didn't even realize it.
I have a...
Oh, and it's Maxwell Lord. Why am I slowly reacting to this? Oh my god.
Excuse me?
You were talking about your butt and stuff. And also you said that I suck.
It is not funny.
Yeah, we're so back.
I don't get it. We saved the world.
I thought everyone would finally treat us like heroes.
I don't need anybody else to just forge my own path.
You're living in the worst level of Grand Theft Auto.
That's true. It's nice to see Amelia again.
You suffer from a particularly severe form of toxic masculinity.
What?
That's hilarious.
Argus has been monitoring Peacemaker ever since Rick Flag Sr. was named director.
There's our boy.
Kill this time? Yeah.
Bring me Peacemaker.
Mexicali, you scan for any anomalies throughout that house. Pony Boy, don't let him out of your sight. Titties, I want you to take the front door. Encino Man, you take the back door. Got it?
Yeah, but not the fucking names, dude. You can't just call us that.
Where do you think we are? Fucking Berkeley?
I guess. I don't know.
We haven't always
The
been
action
great
is
people,
fire.
but we are the 11th Street Kids. No one will ever break us apart.
Again? I'm so glad we're back. Yeah. This is exactly what we wanted. Yep. This is why I can't even.
Who the fuck are you?
Multiverse. Okay. Hold on. I want to run this back real quick because I missed the beginning portion. I really did not register that quick
Welcome,
enough.
Peacemaker, or do you prefer Chris?
Either's fine.
Can you tell us a little about your skills?
I'm considered the finest marksman in the world.
The mic is off.
Yeah.
I am also proficient in hand-to-hand combat.
How many more of these do we have today?
Is that popcorn still here?
Love popcorn.
My butt's getting really big lately, so.
I have a variety of helmets.
This guy sucks.
Excuse me? Am I supposed to be able to hear you guys?
Excuse me?
You were talking about your butt and stuff. And also you said that I suck.
Okay. Here's where I'm at. First and foremost, I love the first look we have gotten now at Hawkgirl and Guy Gardner, kind of bantering back and forth. Again, in this scene, it seems like they're clearly trying to recruit people to their whatever Justice Society, Justice League kind of team. That's obviously, we're going to see that expanded upon in Superman. I love the banter. I can't wait to see more of this. But to talk more so about Peacemaker Season 2, yeah, this looks exactly like what we wanted. This looks more of the things we loved about this show. John Cena, an absolute delight. Can we just be honest with ourselves? I love John Cena in this role, and this trailer specifically reminded me why I love DC so much and why I'm so attached to DC in general. And it's because I just love that they're not afraid to tell these odd stories and do these weird things. Like, for instance, towards the end here, let's go back to this scene. Let me real quick mute this, right? Where is it? Right here. I love that they're exploring more so of the multiverse in a way that kind of works better. Like, this is so cool to me. I think it's like these moments are how I would want to, I should say this in a better way. This still alone, and this moment in the trailer alone, is what I wanted to see more of out of the Multiverse saga from Marvel in regards to, you know, doing weird, quirky things like this and exploring the multiverse and exploring different iterations of characters and things like that, rather than it being used for nostalgia and, I guess, you know, fan reactions, and kind of having this moment of, yeah, we know you're here for this cameo, we know you want that cameo, we know you want these characters to interact. This is what I want more of, which is more genuine, well-earned moments of, you know, the multiverse being used properly in a way that actually makes sense and contributes something to an actual story that is being fleshed out, not only across the universe, but for a character like this iteration of Peacemaker here, as we're shown here. I guess, you know, we're going to find out what exactly comes into play and how it's going to affect, you know, what's a better way to say it? It's going to affect the plan that James Gunn has had in regards to the DCU, because James Gunn himself has said we are going to see the multiverse and, you know, Peacemaker and how it's affected by the new change with DC Studios happening, and this seems like it's directly going to come into play with that. A better situation here is, I love this bit here where he's like, you suffer from toxic masculinity, and she's like, what? And then it cuts to this, like, yeah, this is exactly why, as the screen says, it's a smash hit. It's kind of funny, like, and again, I love seeing, where is he? Where's my guy? Not him. Where is he? Where's my goat? Frank Grillo. He seemed hilarious at New York Comic Con. I can't wait to see more of Rick Flag Sr. It's like every time you think DC can't impress you in the weirdest ways possible, something comes along like this trailer where you're like, yeah, that's it. That's what I love about DC. It's these types of moments. It's these types of shows. It's the willingness to get weird. That's what I love. And not being afraid to do cool action. Like, this is cool here. Like, come on. You're going to tell me, like, that isn't fire? And especially with the, in this moment right here, too. Like, I'm pretty sure in this type of moment, there's going to be some sort of sarcastic remark. But knowing that, like, even in the most unexpected ways, DC itself can actually, you know, give us well-earned payoff moments, give us, you know, emotional moments, and then follow it up with a punchline, follow it up with a moment that's going to make you laugh, follow it up with a moment that's like, yep, that fits the character. That's exactly what I wanted in this type of dynamic, rather than, you know, giving you the obvious, here's your fan cameo, here's the line that points to an old reference from something you remember 20 years ago. Like, no, we're going to give you genuine moments. They're going to be emotional. They're going to be action-packed. They're going to be sarcastic. They're going to be funny, but they're going to feel in line with what you've seen before, but somehow still be better. And that's exactly what I expect out of someone such as James Gunn. James Gunn is fantastic at giving us these types of, you know, weird stories that it shouldn't work, but it does. Like, it's this type of stuff here where, like, I'm sure fans are going to be like, what is going on? How does this come into play with the multiverse? How does this come into play with the DCU changes that are planned? Because, you know, they have a 10-year plan. It's going to work. I am excited for this. I am glad that we are once again back to seeing our boy John Cena as Peacemaker. I can't wait to get more of this cast. I think, again, as I've said multiple times now, this trailer reminds you what it is to be a DC fan. And, you know, I love that we can embrace these types of projects. It doesn't have, everything doesn't have to be, you know, Spider-Man No Way Home. Everything doesn't have to be Deadpool and Wolverine. We can just get these weird things and it works. It is exactly what we want. It gets us tuning in each and every week to these types of shows. Like, for me personally, as much as I was excited for Creature Commandos, it didn't really keep my attention. This is going to keep my attention. This is something I'm going to be excited for. This is something I'm going to want to see week in, week out, and talk about it on social media and talk about it with friends and, you know, react to these episodes live while watching it. This is exactly what Peacemaker and all of these oddball projects that DC does is about. It's about bringing these group of, again, perfect still to actually show it, to talk about this on. It's about bringing all these people who love all these misfit characters and nerdy characters and obscure characters who only got like 1 or 2 comic book runs or have a handful of appearances across all of DC entertainment and reminding you why you should love them, reminding you why you can identify with them as your favorite character, and remind you more than anything that DC is willing to just try anything at this point. And that's the brilliance of, you know, bringing in James Gunn himself, which, you know, the title card right here. Like, I love that we have someone who's willing to embrace these characters. And I feel like Peacemaker Season 2 is just the beginning of that new chapter for DC, where instead of it just always being Batman, 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 Batman game, Batman show, Batman animated movie, Batman figure, Batman this, Batman that, it's going to be more weird characters. It's going to be more obscure characters. We're going to get funny dynamics such as this moment right here, where, you know, where is the still here? We're gonna get these characters bantering with each other who clearly like don't like Peacemaker, but you're gonna fall in love with Guy Gardner. You're gonna fall in love with Hawkgirl. You're gonna fall in love with Maxwell Lord. Even if he might not be your favorite character in the world, he's still gonna have highlight moments. That's the greatness and the best part of James Gunn being a part of the DC studios and being one of the co-leads. We're gonna be able to see more of this type of media and more of these characters who don't get their time in the limelight. So to wrap up my overall thoughts, this trailer again looks action-packed, looks hilarious, looks like he's gonna, you know, do exactly what it needs to, which is not only grow characters a part of this Peacemaker cast and, you know, give them development, bring them together, give them high moments, give them low moments. It's also gonna add on to the newly planned universe, and that is something I'm excited for. That is something I want to see more for, and that's something that I feel like us DC fans should be excited about. Peacemaker Season 2 looks great, and I hope that this opens the door for Peacemaker to be used on the big screen. Like, come on, have him and Blue Beetle team up for a movie where they go on a road trip together and have that be a fun bantering thing, because Xolo Maridueña and John Cena would be perfect together on the big screen. Like, that would be must see. So I hope with this, you know, planned explanation and planned storytelling mechanic that they're going to do for this multiverse stuff, and, you know, all of this is fleshed out in a way where it's simple, it's easy to understand, and it's going to allow for more characters to be used on the big screen and be used in shows like we've seen in this trailer for Peacemaker Season 2. And that's really it. Like, I'm excited. I want to know what your thoughts are. Tell me whether you are looking forward to Peacemaker Season 2. Tell me whether you are excited to see more of Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl and Superman in July. I want to know your thoughts on James Gunn's Peacemaker Season 2. If you want more trailer reactions, breakdowns, movie commentaries, discussions, and more, don't forget to like and subscribe. That's all from your boy, IDontBeatGames.